Hi, it's Ken here from Hart, Honda Australia Roadcraft Training. Today I'd like to talk about a situation that a lot of my students seem to struggle with, and also a number of just general riders that I talk to. The situation is slow speed cornering, a bit like perhaps a roundabout, or maybe like the corner that you see behind me here. The problem seems to occur at the end of the curve where the rider rides wide, either into the oncoming traffic or perhaps off the road. The situation isn't hard to control, we just need to learn the technique. But before we learn that technique, I want to go back and recap on some of the really important parts of scooter control. I want to have a look at posture and our cornering theory. Let's do a quick recap on our posture. Very important for scooter control. We're going to start at our feet, I'm going to work our way up. Feet flat on the running boards, nice and forward. That allows me to push my feet down into the running boards to give myself some stability when I'm braking and when I'm steering and manoeuvring. Moving up, my knees and my thighs. This is where I need to be the most stable on my scooter. I achieve this by having my knees forward, not together, but forward. When I'm braking, steering, manoeuvring, I'm forcing my feet down into the running boards and I'm clenching my thighs nice and strong here. That gives me the stability I need here, which allows everything from my hips up to be nice and relaxed, which is what I need to be. Next are my hands and my arms. I'm going to just lightly rest my hands on the handlebars. My wrists are a little bit lower than my knuckles. My elbows are slightly bent, and I'm just nice and relaxed. This is how I need to be. Remember, when I'm using my levers, I'm reaching out and using all four fingers, and I'm using the fingerprints of my fingers to give me maximum feel and maximum control. My back, again, relaxed. Everything above the hips. So it's just a little bit of a slouch, really. The next one is my head. This is probably the most important. This is how we keep our balance. Balance is achieved when we're not touching the ground by keeping the fluid in our inner ear level. We achieve that by keeping our head up, eyes level with the horizon. To look down at the road surface, the instruments, my mirrors, I scan down with my eyes. I don't need to be tilting my head. When I'm going through corners, my scooter leans, my body leans, but I don't lean my head. I point it. I point my eyes and my chin in the direction I want to go, and that's keeping my eyes and ears level. Remember, good posture is critical to control of your scooter. So let's have a look at our correct cornering theory. Remembering that most scooterists get themselves into trouble in corners by going in too fast. So let's make sure we don't do that. We can always accelerate out of a curve, but trying to adjust our speed when we're in the corner is very difficult. So if you're unsure, slow down a little bit before you approach the corner. When we start our corner, we want to have the best vision we can. So we want to start out as wide as we can safely. If there's no other traffic coming, I'm going to start in about this position where I've marked this arrow. That gives me my maximum view through. Let's go to the middle of the curve and see where we should place ourselves for maximum safety. I'm walking the line that I would be taking when I'm riding. Now we're about halfway through the curve. When I'm halfway through the curve, my biggest danger is going to come from traffic coming the other way, and in this case, maybe cutting a corner. So I definitely don't want to be out here, because then I'm in a potential head-on situation. When I'm halfway through a curve, I want to place myself in the middle of my lane. That creates what we call a buffer zone away from any oncoming traffic. Don't be fooled into thinking that if here is good, that here would be better, because if I put myself here, now as I exit, I'm almost guaranteed to run wide. So remember, middle of the corner, middle of my lane. Let's have a look at where we should exit now. So now we find ourselves at the exit of the corner. The most dangerous place to finish any corner would have to be running wide. So if I find myself out here, I have the potential of running into the oncoming traffic. So as I exit my curve, I want to finish in what we call tight, which is where I've put this arrow. If I'm coming around and I do make a little bit of a mistake and I am running a little wide, if I plan to finish here, I've got a whole lane to still be safe. If I plan to finish here and even run a little bit wide, now I'm in danger. So we've entered wide for maximum vision. We're in the middle of our lane, in the middle of the corner, to create a buffer zone from any oncoming traffic, and we finish tight. That's the safest cornering theory. Now let's have a look at the technique for riding this curve in control. So let's have a look at the technique for riding a curve like this. The technique involves three things. It involves acceleration, rear brake, and corner posture. The first of them, acceleration. We need to have a small amount of positive, smooth acceleration all the way through the curve. This gives us a lot of control and allows us to smoothly roll on the throttle as we exit the curve. The second one is the rear brake, not the front, the rear brake. A small amount of rear brake against our power squats the back of the scooter down. It helps the scooter steer. It also gives us a very stabilizing effect. It's really the key. The third one is our corner posture. When we ride a slow curve like this, we need to overcome gravity. It's a tight, slow speed turn. We need to lean the scooter to get around the curve, but the more we lean the scooter, gravity is trying to pull us down. So what we need to do is counteract gravity by leaning our body in the opposite direction. It's what we call bike in, body out. And remember, always look where you want the scooter to go. Let's have a look at this in practice. So I've seen my curve coming up, so I'm going to adjust my speed and start out wide. A little bit of rear brake, lean the scooter in, my body out, finish the corner tight and accelerate away. Adjust my speed for the curve, start out wide. A little bit of rear brake, lean the bike in, my body out, looking through the curve, finish the corner tight and accelerate away. And I've seen my curve coming up, so I'm going to adjust my speed. Now start out wide, look through the curve, lean the scooter in, my body out, finish the corner tight, ease the rear brake off and accelerate away. Adjust my speed for the curve, start out wide. Small amount of rear brake, start out wide, buffer, finish tight, ease the rear brake and accelerate away. So what are the main points of riding a slow speed tight corner like this one? Let's have a look at them. First off, always have good riding posture. Our cornering theory, don't go too fast into the curve. Enter wide for good vision. Buffer in the middle away from oncoming traffic and finish in tight. And for this type of curve, acceleration, rear brake and corner posture. A smooth amount of positive acceleration all the way through the curve. A small amount of rear brake against that power for stabilizing us. And our corner posture, lean the bike in to make it turn tight, lean our body out against gravity and always look where you want the scooter to go. If you want any more hints or tips, come and see us at Hart. Safe riding.